All right, hello and welcome to season 9, episode 3, Red Sunset. And I actually this time updated the background properly, the reference photo properly, because I didn't update it until like halfway through the last painting. So oops, but it's okay. We're all good now. Also, based on the sky in this one, I think it looks like he started with a black canvas. So I'm gonna at least do that for like a portion of it. Not sure yet, either hookah bar or just a regular restaurant. Ooh, you could go to the shitty sushi restaurant. Pausers? Oh, that place was definitely an experience. Hopefully some backs will be blown out. That's what I'm saying, Justin. I would hope for the same thing. Yo, speaking of the shitty sushi place, so last night Skittle and I made curry with these glyco curry cubes. I've never used a curry cube before, but I'm gonna be honest, like I think it was just okay. It wasn't actively bad, but it was just very like whatever. Like when I tried it, like at first I was like, it doesn't really taste like much. It was also the hot one. Labeled as hot, wasn't spicy remotely. There wasn't a hint of spice to it. It was so not spicy. It was like definitely white people spicy, for sure. I don't know. Would I use it again? I don't know if I'd want to get those cubes again. But we do have more cube to use, so we're gonna have to make more of it anyways at some point. Yeah, that shitty sushi place, yeah. It was actually so bad. It was actively gross, and everything at that sushi place was overpriced as hell. I remember at that sushi place, I ordered a garlic rice or something, and I remember the waitress was like so hyped. She's like, yeah, you should get that. Like, she was hyping it up, and I was like, this is so like nothing. Like, it was the tiniest bowl of rice, and it was like $6 or something. I don't know. That place sucked. That place was garbage. At least the concert was fun. I was like, oh my god, I know nothing about this game, basically. And then like an hour and a half later, they played One Winged Angel. I'm like, oh my god, I know this. I was like, yeah, it's finally something I know. You prefer Vermont or Golden curry brands? According to what Skittle looked up, apparently the Glyco one is allegedly the #1 rated curry cube brand. Allegedly. Supposedly. But I've never seen any other curry cube, but like that's the only one I've seen around here. In a grocery store at least. Maybe if we went to like an Asian market or looked online, we could find those ones. You're gonna start making your own pasta sauce. You want to hide a bunch of veggies in it so you have better vitamin intake. Easy tech, I think, especially for pasta. This is super easy. If you take like spinach and or kale and like cut it up really fine, like you can just put it in with your pasta and it like hides so well. It's such like easy free vitamins. I'd say spinach is a bit better for hiding it, because I think spinach has a more neutral taste to it in comparison to kale. I think kale is like marginally better for you, question mark, but it doesn't really matter. They're both really good for you. You're going to another Final Fantasy concert in June. Is your friend gonna bail on you and then you're gonna take me again, Poschamp? Y'all, I'm just gonna place some colors down. Is that okay? I'm just placing colors on the page. It's in New York City. Oh, my passport will be expired by then, so rip. I don't know when I'll renew it. I might just wait a while, honestly. Yeah, spinach is goated. Spinach is really goated. I think it's so easy to put into like any food basically and just up that nutrient content. I don't know if you ever messed with chia seeds or not, Justin, but chia seeds are also, I think, really good for getting free nutrients. The only thing with chia seeds, they can definitely be like a bit of like a texture weird thing for some people, so. But like whenever I have my oatmeal, like I sprinkle chia seeds on those, on them things. Back when I did a veggie roast for meal prepping, I blended it all with a curry cube for an easy veggie loaded curry. Back when I chopped 7 to 8 kinds of vegetables with a not so sharp knife. Yeah, cutting things with a dull knife is shitty. And also not as safe, but it's kind of hard to just be like, yeah, I'll just go get my knife sharpened. Like, you know, most people don't feel like doing that. We need to get the knife sharpened again, because when Skittle brought it up here, it was like so sharp. But, like I've definitely noticed like over like the last year almost, like it's definitely dulled a bunch from just a bunch of use, unfortunately. Because I remember specifically with the green onion, whenever I'd cut green onion, I could just go like, and it would cut it, like it was beautiful. It would just effortlessly cut the green onion. But now I have to like really like try to make it cut. Sometimes I have to like do like the back and forth with it. What can you do? What can you do? I guess sharpen your knife, I guess, is what you can do. Gotta depart, have fun with the rest of your painting. Alright, enjoy the activities of going out shopping for things. Be sure to share the 10-pound bag of almonds. Thank you. I'm out of my almonds that Blue Bob got me for Secret Santa. So I'm in desperate need of new almonds. It's actually so tragic. Actually so unfortunate. Right, Justin? Yeah, man, says Justin. Interesting, interesting. It's kind of awkward because like these clouds are all like reddish and yellowish, and I can't really do that very easily. So that's a little unlucky. Ooh, speaking of unlucky and knives also. So it was sometime last week. My index finger barely like grazed against the blade of our knife, and thankfully it didn't cut me deep enough to bleed. Like it must have cut the like very outer layer of skin. So that was a little sus. I was like, I don't remember how I managed to do that. Like I don't know what I was doing. But that was a little spooky. But I was looking at it for a bit. I was like, I see the line where my finger got cut, and then it just never bled. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, I'm down for that. I'm down for it to not bleed. I don't know about y'all, but for me, if I see blood in anything other than like a live action format, it's usually fine. Like it can definitely still be grotesque in like an anime or whatever for sure. But I don't know, when it's like live action like blood, I'm like, eh. No, thank you. Something about seeing live action blood, like I get like a weird feeling like in my legs every time. Like I don't know. I don't know what it is. I guess maybe it's just some kind of like, maybe is that an adrenaline kick maybe? I'm not sure. Okay, it's like I need to like kind of like do this, just like slightly like go over it with like the yellow. So it kind of has like a similar effect. The sky is a weird one for Mario Paint. It's a really strange one. It may have been easier if I watched Bob do it, like if I watched how he did the process. Because this was a painting I did not watch any of. So I'm just kind of figuring it out for my own. But I do think this is a painting where he probably covered it in the magic white, I think it is. That makes it so the colors do crazy things when he paints. something like that. I'm definitely no expert in traditional painting, that's for sure. The most I ever traditional painted was like a couple times in high school for art class, and then a couple times in college we had to paint. Traditional painting is so like finicky. It's such a weird thing. I do think watercolor, I think, was the one I vibed the most with. I guess watercolor and gouache paints were what I vibed with. I've never used oils, and I didn't really like acrylic. It wasn't a vibe for me. Especially with acrylic, if you get it on clothing, it just kind of sticks there. But the kind of funny thing about that is when we were acrylic painting in college, I did get a little bit on my shirt, but it was white paint, and I got it on a black shirt that had a white design on it. So it basically just kind of like looked like it was part of it. Like, it's not really that noticeable. So that was kind of convenient. Like, considering I got paint on that shirt, it was like the best outcome pretty much. I mean, I guess best outcome would have been not getting paint on the shirt to begin with, but in the scenario that I did, since I did get paint on the shirt, that was, I think, the best thing that could have occurred. Man. This is a tough sky to replicate. This is a tricky one. That's for sure. Yeah, it definitely doesn't have the colors the same way that Bob's does, but yeah, as I said, that's kind of like really tough to match in Mario Paint, for sure. Not really an easy thing to replicate. Traditional paint techniques do be going hard. I was like, here I kind of want to like, put like more of the gray here, kind of. And boom. How's it look in OBS? Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. It looks the same as it does on my TV. Yeah, this is one where I'm not really sure how I want to go about it, per se. That I don't know. Mouse is being finicky there for a sec. Quick sip of water. Man, something super bizarre from last night. So, like many people, I assume there's a bunch of y'all that do this too, where you fall asleep to like a stream or a YouTube video or music, whatever it might be. And last night, I just loaded up YouTube, and immediately on the homepage of YouTube, there was a video that was like 4 hours of, I forget if it was a Nintendo or Wii specific facts. I think it was Wii, because he talked a long time about the Wii, so I think it might have been that. Yeah, so it was Wii facts to fall asleep to, and I was like, okay, sure, let's put this on. And the video was like broken up into layers, as he called it, where like, I guess it was like an iceberg video, but it wasn't labeled as that, question mark. But at one point he was like, okay, this is like layer 1. This is the more like, you know, like not too crazy stuff. And then I was conscious long enough. Oh, dropping frames, poggers. Oh, we're back? Okay. Server hiccup, maybe? But I was conscious long enough to hear it get to layer 2. But when it got to layer 2, it started just like restating a lot of the same facts that had already been mentioned earlier in the video. Like there were like some parts that was like, oh, this is new information, but like a bunch of it was like the same exact information that was already mentioned earlier. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Is this just like a way to pad out the video and hope people aren't noticing? / like I've already fallen asleep. Since I know I'm pretty sure like to like get your videos boosted on YouTube, I think like your watch time on your videos like needs to be higher. I guess so, like the YouTube algorithm is like, oh, people click on your videos and watch like the whole thing or watch like majority of the video. And I think there's like a kind of like a buff. Like if you watch or if you upload like longer videos, I think it's like easier to like get your video boosted or something. Maybe because of something YouTube accounts for like a lower watch percentage because the video is so long. I don't know. Definitely something I don't fully know, but at least like things that I've heard from people who talk about YouTube, stuff like that. I've heard them say like, oh yeah, uploading longer videos is like better for like discoverability, apparently. If that's true, I'm not too certain. But yeah, so super kind of weird that the video just started like restating the same facts that was already mentioned. I don't know who that YouTuber was. I don't even know who their name was still. I just clicked on it because I was like, sure, let's watch this, why not? Or listen to it. So, man, maybe their tactic is like that. Who knows? I almost kind of want to use the lavender, or like the magenta color. We'll see. Which also, I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm listening to a YouTube video, like if it's like just like an informational video, like talking about like, you know, like whatever, like, oh, 4 hours of facts about blah, 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 like whatever. I don't know about anybody else, but I am not a fan of when like I'm listening to the video and it's like, you know, like whoever the commentator is, like presumably the person who runs the YouTube channel, and then at some point it later switches to a different commentator. I'm like, no, I want the same guy. Like this, it like makes the vibe super weird for me when it keeps switching commentators. And maybe that's just a me thing, but I like listening to like I want it to be the guy. Like if I'm following your content, I want it to be the dude that I'm here for. I don't want some other dude. Even if they're not necessarily bad, it's like I'm not here for you. I want my guy. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion on it. Airbrush a bit, question mark? Guess so. I also forgot, tomorrow I am walking downtown, and it allegedly, according to the weather forecast, it is actually supposed to be in the positives tomorrow for the temperature. So if that stays true, that's a huge W. It's an insane win. Because we all know that I dislike the cold greatly. And so the one time that I'm actually walking somewhere, and I'm gonna be walking for like 40 minutes or something, it's gonna be a decent walk. It's gonna be kind of nice that it'll hopefully be in the positives, and ideally it won't be insanely windy or freezing wind. Because I know up here, for when the temperature is like, ooh, it's only -5, but then the weather's like, oops, but with the wind chill, it's actually -20. It'd be so bizarre living in an area that doesn't get super windy, because I feel like even in the warm months, it's so windy here half the time. Because there's like so many times where I'm like, damn, like it would be so nice if it wasn't windy here. Or like if it wasn't windy currently in some scenarios. Unfortunately, that is not the case most of the time here. Tragically. I don't know, just live somewhere where the weather is perfect, honestly. I don't know what the issue is, just have it be perfect. Don't like the weather, just move, forehead. And it makes me wonder how many people out there are like 100% happy with the weather in the area they live in. So, I mean, other than me not liking winter, like I don't mind the weather in like the warm months here. Obviously, it gets really humid here, so I guess that's not ideal per se. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, obviously, like, most people don't like sweating a shit ton, but, you know, I'll always stand by. I'd rather sweat than be freezing to death in the cold. That's my take. I don't know, just live in California, apparently, where it's like the same general weather most of the year, apparently. But the only thing with California, like, don't they get like a ton of like droughts? Like, at least I feel like there was a while there where I was hearing about a bunch of fires down there because they like weren't getting any rain. I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to deal with that. I don't know about that per se. I kind of like this water right now, actually. Speaking of water, I kind of like how this looks, honestly. 33 minutes in, I'm kind of cruising right now, actually. I'm kind of big cruising, honestly. It's a sip of water for sure, though. Yeah, will I work more on the sky? Maybe. I don't know. Hard to say. Immediately goes back to look at the sky a bit more. I don't know, like I'm not fully happy with it, but I know I am not gonna be able to match the original. There's just no way I can match it. Unfortunately, I will not be able to do that. Such is the way, though. What can you do? Nobody. My eye twitching randomly for no reason. Why are you doing that? Man, this color up here that I'm using, well, the black that I'm using up here right now, it's kind of like a bluish feel to it. At least like on the left here, it's a bit like a bluish. I put a little bit in there just for the vibe. A little bit of interest, maybe. Let me go back in, pull it back a bit. Yeah. Did that really do much? Not really, but I don't know, sometimes it's like the subtle things in a piece that can add to it. I can just make it be like, ooh, okay. It also gives it just like a little bit extra contrast because everything is like, you know, so warm. So having those like little hints of blue, I think kind of actually makes it like go ooh a bit more. But maybe it's because I'm looking at it like actively and I'm like noticing it. I don't know, art is a weird world where there are so many rules and rules you can ignore. But it's hard. I don't know if he actually put blue up there or if it's just like the camera making it look like that. I don't know. It's hard to tell for sure. I don't know. But I think either way, I think it definitely adds to it. So I'm gonna stick with it. Damn, you know, thinking about it, I never made it any kind of Super Bowl meme for today's like go live notification. Like just thought about that. Missed opportunity. Oh well, I'll try again next year, right? Super Bowl post party stream. Go Birds. I have zero idea who won the Super Bowl. I did not see a singular second of it. I don't know about anybody else, but I, shocker, am not a sports watcher. I don't know. I don't know if there's like any sport that I really actively would like care to watch. Like, I don't know. I cannot think of any sport that I would want to sit down and watch like a 2-hour game of, personally. I don't know, just don't really care personally, unfortunately. And that's okay, that's fine. It is okay by me. I don't know, like, even like as a kid, like when I would say I was like more into sports, I remember going to a hockey game and 2 baseball games, and I think I remember just like getting bored. Like they were just too long. I was like, this shit just goes on forever. It like doesn't end. Yo, Aldi Milkirk. I maybe said that correctly. 70% chance I said that somewhat okay. You follow this game and it's surprising how good the art can actually be with these rudimentary tools. It is true. Insert all the people that like make crazy things in Microsoft Paint. But yeah, you can definitely do things in something as simple as Mario Paint. It's definitely pretty tough sometimes. I will definitely say that. It can be pretty difficult. Like the sky in this painting, even though I think I actually got the sky in a pretty good spot, I would say the sky in this one was particularly tricky. Yeah, how are you doing? Hope all is good. I mean, I think part of doing these Bob Ross paintings in Mario Paint is knowing your limitations and knowing how to simplify an object or something. Because sometimes it's like, oops, I can't really copy X thing one-to-one. So let me see how I can supplement like a color. Insert all the paintings where I've had to use the magenta color up here in place of a pink because Mario Paint doesn't offer a pink. Unfortunately. Huge unfortunately. Like so many paintings would probably be so much better if I had a pink, but for some reason they didn't put a pink in this game. I don't know why. It's just something I gotta deal with. But it thankfully hasn't came up in like a couple of paintings from now on, or for the last like few weeks. But now that I said that, immediately next week there's gonna be a pink that I'll need. Had this game as a kid, but you only ever did drawing by hand, not one to paint, and I definitely can't compose music. This game was basically the fly swanning minigame to me. The fly swanning minigame is kind of hype though, not gonna lie. It's pretty fun. God, I forgot that a long time ago, back in like 2016, 2017, I remember there was like a little arc of when I had whenever like a friend would come by to my place for the first time, I would make them play the fly swatter minigame actually. I don't know how that became a thing. It just became a thing that I remember I would always do with oh, this guy, he's coming by for the first time. I'm gonna make him do the thing. I haven't thought about that in so long. Holy shit. Can it be beaten or does it go on endlessly? There's 3 stages, I think. And then that's like the 3. But then it does keep going on afterwards. But it just kind of loops the game. I don't think anything changes to my knowledge. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure the game like stays the same after those first few levels. So that part is a little unfortunate, but what can you do? All right, Mario Paint mod. Someone make a mod for the fly swatter game real quick to make it go on longer. That'd be crazy actually if someone did that. That'd be insane. Be insane work. And all this needs to be covered up over here. Look at all this color I put in. It's not getting covered up. Sad. There's actually not much of the water showing, to be truthful. There's not a whole ton of it showing. Yeah, that's like another skill, which it's basically the same skill as like traditional painting, but compared to painting in like, you know, a digital program like Photoshop or whatever, where you have layers accessible to you, in Mario Paint, you know, like you have to paint from like object furthest away to object closest to you. Like in theory, like if I painted the cabin early, like I could paint around it, of course, but it's like, you know, I of course want to paint the water first and then paint the trees behind it and then do the cabin. I wouldn't want to do the cabin and then the water, because that wouldn't really be too ideal. It wouldn't be super good doing it that way. I do want a bit of blue in this, though. Yeah, over the course of all these paintings, I have found the airbrush tool is really good. Definitely a high tier Mario Paint tool, for sure. Allows me to get some semblance of blending in these paintings. A bit of a nook, a little bit of a curve in this tree, but that's okay. Yeah, this is a weird color. Like, it's kind of like a... What color did he use for these? It's kind of like a reddish gray. That's what it kind of is like. Do we use this? Do I use this for the trees, maybe? I think I might use that. Potentially. Let's do it. Commit to the bit. Commit to the bit, which is painting? Question mark. Yeah, it looks fine. Arma. Or as Blue Bob would say, gay. Poor Mario. Oh yes, Mario, pour that gay all over chat. Same. I miss Blue Bob. I miss him too. I miss that week where Blue Bob was streaming like every day, because he was like on holidays, I think, or something like that. I'm like, damn, take me back. Where is BB? I don't know. I tagged him like 4 days ago, but like, yo, thoughts on this transition, and he hasn't replied yet. He did not reply to my transition post from Dispatch. Kind of fucked up. He's touching grass. He might be. He very well might be. What are vibes today, Arma? What are we up to, chat? Or rather, he's touching snow and his lips are cracked from the cold like me. Yes, I love winter. Yes. You walked for 45 minutes? Ooh. I've been painting for over 45 minutes, actually. Even though I'm actually supposed to be walking tomorrow downtown. I'm gonna be seeing somebody who I haven't seen in a long time. So that's gonna be interesting. Let's see how that goes. Is it Hunter? It is not. I still haven't heard back from that fucker. What? I don't know what he's up to. I've messaged him like 8 times. And I've never heard back from him. Blubbers. Blubbers. Apparently Vince said he heard back from Hunter, but Vince was like, yeah, but it was like a very like not much of a message, apparently. I don't know what he specifically said though. We had Hannah. I can't wait to see you all. Yeah, I can't wait to see you tomorrow, Clueless. Oh wow, it's gonna be so fun hanging out tomorrow. This is a crazy post, Justin, that you put in the memes or games channel. That's a crazy post. Is Alana going up? I don't know if she will be actually. Pre-Gommel party, damn. Pre-Gommel party starting like 3 months in advance. I mean, when she came up here, like in 2017, she was up here for like 3 months or something, actually. It was 2. I forgot. But she stayed up here for a minute. It was kind of crazy. I thought it was a week. I remember the first time she came down up here. Aren't you on Bama? The first time she was visiting here, it was for a week, but then she came back in the summer or spring of that same year. And then yeah, she was up here for like 2 or 3 months, something like that. It was kind of crazy. It was extra wild because that whole time I basically wasn't living at my house. Like I was basically, because she was staying with Mega at his place. And I was basically just like, I would go to work and then I would come back and I would just like hang out with them. Like I would just go there. So I basically was barely at my house for like that whole time. It felt like it was kind of lit, honestly. Kind of lit times. But that was a long time ago, tragically. But the friend that I'm seeing, he works at a restaurant downtown, and so allegedly I'm gonna get free food when we're there. But I don't know how it works because apparently the place is closed tomorrow, but he said he's working, so I don't know what's happening. I'm like, so are they closed or not? I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and see. Just have to see what happens, I guess. Right, Prack? Yeah, yeah. So what's the deciding factor, Prac, if you're coming by this weekend or not? What's the make or break for it? I mean, honestly, I was kind of surprised when the sources were leaking that allegedly you might come by this weekend, and I was like, okay, sure. I'm down. I'm down. Yo, Cabbage. Thank you for the gl. How are you? How's it going? If I feel like it, that's the deciding factor. Okay. Yeah, I might just be gay. I don't know. I might not come down because I'm too gay to drive. Prac, probably. Oh, hey Zeta. Good morning. How are you? Also, an ad is about to play, so I'm sorry if anyone gets fucked immediately by this ad that's allegedly playing. And if you don't get fucked by it, then great. Actively better than the ad playing, honestly. What if I make Mapo tofu for you, Prac? Will that make you be like, oh my god? Because I said next time David and Vince come by, next time we have a hangout here, I want to make Mapo tofu for them. I don't know, but when I made it last, I was like, ooh, it's actually pretty good, honestly. It was honestly pretty damn good. You want tequila? We could get tequila. And limes. Has to be limes. Tequila. I haven't had tequila in so long, actually. Maybe that's what we need. That's what we need in life, is the tequila. My favorite meal, rev up those fryers, Mapo tofu and tequila. Fire me up, baby. Which Skittles said that apparently the Mapo tofu that I made was better than the one from the Chinese place downtown, allegedly. Oh, we don't have oyster sauce though. Fuck, we need oyster sauce. Because every store around here doesn't have the good one, apparently. Only Walmart has it, and the last time we went to Walmart, they didn't have any. Kind of fucked up, honestly. Moral of the story here is Asian cooking is really good. That's the moral of the story here. And I'm glad that I've gotten more into it over the last like year and a bit. All because I kind of like randomly just like came across this the Korean chef that I watch on YouTube now. I don't remember how, he just kind of popped up on my feed one day. And then it sent me down the rabbit hole of Korean cooking. And here we are. Was going ham on your shoulder / back with the massage gun and you're playing some Dragon Quest builder. Ooh. Shoutouts to the massage gun. When we were in Oklahoma last year, one of our friends had, I don't remember why, but Carlos had a massage gun with him. And that thing went kind of crazy. It was kind of nice. I remember my dad had a massage gun, but it like it wasn't very strong and it smelled weird. So I don't know what to think of that. I don't know why it smelled weird. So it wasn't as nice, unfortunately. But it was like kind of weak, low-key. I hope Dragon Quest Builder is Pog. Is that just like a dungeon builder game or something? If Carlos's smelled weird, I would have not used it. Valid, honestly. Totally valid. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what happened to it or why it's like that. It's like Minecraft if it had a purpose. Okay, I was thinking about this the other day because randomly, no context, Liam has been streaming Minecraft speedrun ranked. So I've been like watching a bit of that. And I like had the thought the other night, I was like, you know, if you play Minecraft and you have no external like resources, like you don't look up anything online, you have no prior knowledge of the game, how the fuck are you supposed to figure out anything in that game? Like, I don't know if that game teaches you anything, or if it's just like, yep, figure it out, XD. That's like me with Isaac. I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to figure out 90% of that game without looking it up. Like, there are some like character unlocks. I'm like, there is no way anybody would ever figure out how to do this on their own. Like, getting to the end, there's no way you would ever do that without looking things up. Like, there's no way you would like know like what to do. Unless the game like tells you things now. They put Navi in Minecraft. But also, y'all, I'd never heard of this before, but Skittle told me about this enemy in Minecraft called the Warden in the Deep Dark. And I was like, what the fuck? Why would they put this in the game? This is like low-key actually kind of spooky. Like actually pretty creepy for what it is. Especially if you like didn't know it existed and it just like appeared. It's kind of spooky. You think it does nowadays, but back in the day I was just looking things up. Yeah. Like I definitely knew things back in the day just from like watching YouTube videos. That's only the bulk of my knowledge from when I started playing, was watching Let's Plays back then. But otherwise, I don't know how you're like figuring out anything in that game on your own. I guess especially like crafting things, like I guess once you know about crafting, it's like, oh, let me just try putting things on a bench and seeing if I can make something random. But like, at what point does that just become boring and slash like way too tedious? Probably pretty quickly. Like when I was playing through Bug Fables, many years ago at this point, and by many I mean like 5 or something. I remember for the recipes, because getting all the recipes is part of 100% in that game, and I was like, yeah, I want to get all the achievements in this game. I did a decent bit of recipes without looking them up, but also I was like, how the fuck are you gonna figure out all these recipes? Like, it would just be way too much of a trial and error process for some of them. Because like, I know in that game, like some NPCs like basically tell you like, hey, if you put these things together, you'll get this recipe, and it's really good. But other things, it's like, nah, no thank you. No thank you on that one. I once saw my friend with that word, a video of the Gargantuan Leviathan mod for Subnautica. Maybe think of videos that feel weirdly creepy in the vein of videos you were talking about. Damn, well don't send that to Ebo. Don't send that video to Ebo, he would leave the room immediately. Ebo and his fear of Cthulhu monsters, as he'll say. Okay, but thing about Minecraft and creepy, did you guys on your YouTube have like an arc where YouTube was just like recommending you a bunch of Minecraft used to be kind of creepy videos? It was like about a year ago for me. I was getting a bunch of those on my feed of like old Minecraft was kind of eerie. Why was old Minecraft so creepy? Something about it was just hitting the algorithm. I don't know what they were doing, but they were doing something to hit it. What? Okay. There were a couple that were more like, I like older Minecraft, and I watched that one. That was cool. It talked about beta 1.73, which was my child. The classic. I think I did watch a couple of those where it's like, yeah, I think old Minecraft was better. I still can't believe that they changed the door sound effect. I'll never get over that. Why would they change it? You know, I still remember back in the day when I got my first gaming laptop, aka my first decent computer that could run games. I remember the very first thing I did was load up Minecraft. That was the very first thing I did when I got home and got it set up and everything. A magic time when getting a good computer was like a rare sight back then. That MSI gaming laptop I had, that thing was so good. That thing served me really well for what it was. And I remember in like 2018 or 17, something like that, I remember like some dude at my dad's work bought it for like way more than it should have been worth. Like I got like super lucky with that. So huge. I wonder if that guy still has it, or if it's like just in a landfill somewhere now. Rest in peace if it is. Hitting F3 and seeing how high the frame rate was, yeah, seeing it get like over like 100 FPS was like, oh my god, this is crazy. I remember back then when one of my friends, when he got like an Alienware laptop, back when most of us had like shitty computers still, like I remember he'd complain about like dropping under 60, and like we'd be like, man, like I'm playing on 20 over here, man. Relax. Oh, back in the day. Back when having a good computer didn't mean you had to spend like $5,000 on it. Like, I think that MSI laptop that I had, I think that one was like at the most 2,000. I really don't remember how much I paid for it. It's been so long that I like outright don't remember how much I bought it for. Okay, do we end this one? Like, I'm just kind of fiddling with the bottom here, but I don't think I'm really getting much value out of the fiddling, if you may. I don't know, I think this might be a dot done, potentially. You know, it's called a red sunset, but there isn't really a whole ton of red in the sunset. The original one by Bob definitely has more red in it, but the effect of getting the red in like the clouds is really difficult to capture in this painting. So definitely a difficult one to try and recreate, but I think I'll call it a dot done there for this painting. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.